Hi, welcome to another great episode of The Backyard. And right now I am sitting with the amazing Suzette Speaks. Attorney, turned journalist, host, media, you name it, she's done it. But now she's inspiring and motivating and empowering women out there to really step into their light and really have the support they need to do what they do. So I am honored
thank
to
you.
be in your presence because I only know this is going to bring amazing stuff. So
I love it.
Talk to me more about you. Let's introduce yourself the way you would like to be introduced.
Well, thank you, Lady Rochelle. Thank you for bringing me to the backyard. What a wonderful platform. I'm always excited to be around other powerful women who have finally realized their own power and are deciding to pay it forward and trying to empower others. So that's pretty much what I do. So my name is Suzette Speaks. Thank you for having me. I'm a journalist and an attorney. In a past life, I was a full-time attorney, but as of the last, say 3 or 4 years, I have stepped out there and done what my passion was calling me to, which was a career in media and communications. So what does that look like? So I have a social media platform that I started because I was delayed because I thought it was going to be one of those fad things. Like I kind of want to be an influencer, but I really didn't want to become one because that's not a real job. But I realized that it is. And I reached a lot of women through my Facebook Lives and doing interviews via Instagram and other platforms. But the big step out there was a few years ago, I decided to do live events where I would bring women like yourself who I admire, who have been through some things, who are now more enlightened about their life and what they want and how they got there, to show others it's possible. So we went from meetups to workshops, to now a huge conference, annual conference, and coaching. So my conference is called the Speak Women's Empowerment Conference, and Speak stands for Sisterhood, Empowerment, Authenticity, sister purpose. Lord, I can't spell speak. Sisterhood, purpose, empowerment, authenticity, and now don't worry, guys. You'll find it.
I said
exactly. He was like, I got the word for you. But the beauty of it is it's a group that I would have needed when I was coming up in my 20s and 30s that I realized other women also need. And I serve particularly the superwoman of the clique. So the woman who looks like she has it all together but has no one to talk to, the woman who has big ideas but can't share it with anyone, the woman who dreams bigger, who feels that kind of pull inside of her, that knows that there's something that needs to be birthed there that won't let her sleep and she can't, quite get it out of her mind. I was that woman. So I really try to open her up to the possibility that this dream might be the dream God has for you. Yes. So we got to step into it instead of like letting it nag us on and on. We really have to push ourselves to actually living that full life on your own terms. And I think for me, coming from a background where I have good Caribbean parents, shout out to Bev and Byron, they kind of box you in though. Sometimes if you're not strong, because we were taught, especially as girls, do what your parents want, make your family proud, all that good things. But sometimes you get a career that is not of the traditional vein. So that's me. So I'm encouraging others who are like me.
Even more so to tap into what you just said, you've walked into a career that's not you, but wanting to break away from that career. Because I'm sure as parents, it's also are you sure you're an attorney? How are you going to go do this?
Listen, my mom thought I was crazy. She still kind of thinks I'm crazy. But even when she sees me on TV, she's proud. But she's like, oh yeah, that's my daughter. But she's like, okay, so when you going back to law? But it was a struggle for me because you spend all this money. Master's degrees and JDs are not cheap. And then you wake up, and for me, the big aha was sitting in my law office literally about to cry inside. You ever had that cry smile? Where you're smiling with people, but inside you're like, oh my God, take me away from this scenario because I don't fit in this environment. Like this is limiting my self-expression. So a lot of people don't believe that their career and their job can be the same thing, or excuse me, their purpose and their job is the same thing. But I wanted to marry the two. I was good at law, very good at law, but I didn't feel like I was fulfilling my bigger purpose and bigger calling. So it was something that I had to be brave about. It was scary. Everybody did not understand. Love my parents. Those I go back to them because I'm not married yet, but I didn't have their support at first. Like they loved me, but they were really like, "Are you going to ruin your life because you now want to not be a lawyer?"
And I'm sure that was also a moment of growth for you,
absolutely.
Right? Because I'm assuming. Well, I know I've experienced this as well. It's kind of like you want to step into this different light for yourself, breaking away, as you mentioned, from the path that you had taken as becoming an attorney. and having the voices coming at you in different direction, but also for yourself to understand that it's coming from a place of love.
Absolutely.
And put that into perspective too.
Yeah,
I know I had to do that.
Yeah, I think the voices within and the voices without. So you have your own inner voices and your own inner doubts, just based on culture, socioeconomics, class, all those things that put pressure on us to stay within the certain career box or whatever that you're supposed to be in. But you also have to know that loved ones do love you, but they may not understand, and it might not be for them to understand your journey, because my parents have never been down the road I'm on now. So I had to realize that I had to love them for what they could understand, what they could give me. They didn't owe me nothing. So I really had to step away and kind of like move in silence for a little bit. I love you, Mom, but I can't tell you everything like I used to, because it was frustrating to try to explain what I was feeling, even though they couldn't understand. But I still understood that it was from a place of love, as you said. Yeah.
Because, you know, the reason why I feel the need to tap into that, because I think that as we go through our journey, we believe that we're the only one in that journey. And we believe that, you know, anybody that's coming towards us with thoughts and opinion about what our journey, like the process we're going through, as if it's like, what are they saying? They don't get it. They may not get it, but if they have a love for you and you understand they do, it comes from a place of love, and it comes at the level they're able to express
and
it.
It's okay.
And it's okay.
You don't have to internalize everyone's opinions, which is what I had to learn. And everybody's not ready for who you're becoming. They know exactly who you are. But if they could keep you there, their comfort zone would be fulfilled. But now that you're moving in a way that they're unfamiliar with, it becomes, and then what happens is you're rattling who they think they are. So you're pushing them a little bit like, whoa, should I not be happy with being a lawyer? Boo, if this is for you, go ahead and practice law. But it's not for me, and it's not saying anything about your journey. It's my journey. So I think it's okay that people don't understand. It's okay that you can't tell everybody. Sometimes you have to move in silence. And you have to be very discerning about who you need to open up to during your transition, because it can become very frustrating, and you think those voices have validity, but they don't. They're just saying what they know and what their comfort zone is telling them.
Exactly. So what were some of the moments of setbacks that you've experienced during your process?
I think the biggest, for me, the biggest aha and looking back is, the first one was how I felt during law school. I could probably have told you year one, semester one, day one. I do think I actually said it out loud to people. I'm like, I just want this degree. I'm not going to ever do this. Because I felt, again, as the social pressure had demanded, that as the good daughter, my brother is a doctor, I'm a lawyer, I was following what we were prescribed. The biggest thing was during the graduation, I remember, first of all, thank you, Lord, for helping me graduate, because of the level of depression I had. The mask I wore, trust me, I was very well liked and did okay. I wouldn't say I was at the top of the class, but I literally was in a survival mode. And by the time I got to graduation, I remember sitting down at graduation, and the dean is like, oh, and students like Suzette, and I don't think, like literally, like, the cry is coming. But I thought to myself, God, what the heck am I doing here? How did I make it here? And then that out-of-body kind of experience kind of continued when I went into the workforce and got a job. During the recession, I'm a recession job hunter. Finally thought, okay, Lord, if I don't pay a bill this way, I'm going to find another career. But went through that and also was at my desk, and one day thought to myself, no, something has to give. I went to church, prayed a crazy prayer like, if you don't show me what you want me to do, God, it's over. And it's funny enough, through a church ministry of media, doing church announcements and videos and radio commercials, that introduced me to the career I'm in now. So you never know where your inspiration will come from. I didn't even have language for what I wanted to do, but I know I'm a conversationalist, and I think I enlighten, or at least I try to enlighten people through their own stories, and by having people learn from one another's stories. I think there's power in, you've been there already, sis, you can show me. I don't have to go the long way and the rough side of the mountain. I can already see there's another side to this. You've survived divorce. You've survived, whatever tragedy, breakup, and then it doesn't even have to be so big. For me, career change was my big pivoting out of a career can be difficult, and people can get very frustrated and alone in the walk. So I think letting other people know your story is unique and it's okay. It was my big aha.
What keeps you grounded?
My friends. I have like a small circle. That circle getting even smaller, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I keep a small circle because, again, everybody cannot handle your bigness of your thoughts and your dreams, and that's okay. But it's funny, even to do the first meetup, I was at a wedding with a couple of girls that I actually had not really been close to, but knew from undergrad. And I was telling them, yo, I really want to do this thing. But again, self-confidence plays a huge role. And if you're not thinking you're ready, or that I didn't think other people would listen to me, honestly. And they were like, what? You're like a leader. Like, what are you talking about? So from that conference, I was like, listen, I just need y'all to put y'all face on the flyer so it look like it's a group effort. And even if you need that, if you need your girls to do that, it gave me the confidence. And I was like, I'm setting a date. They're like, set a date. Find a place. I found a place. And then the rest is history. People came, 30 women, 40 women, 50 women. And I thought, wow, they want these conversations. What I thought I was just having with them is it was an issue for all women, cross cultures, to kind of get their exhale. There is not a lot of spaces where women can be heard. There's so many of us carrying a lot of baggage, not only negative baggage, but things that happen at work, small and large. We're walking around not certain of ourselves. So I saw that as like the friend group. Shout out to my girls, you know who you are, that pushed me, thank you, because it grew and grew. And we had our first conference at the Seminole Hard Rock last year. This year, you know, I got to throw a plug in there.
No, this year, this is the platform,
we're going to be in Miramar. You cannot miss an extraordinary day of transformational women. Speakers that have no ego, they're not trying to sell you anything, they're really just trying to get you lifted. And that was the intention. And I had one of my speakers who's returning back this year. I asked her yesterday, what do you think? She was like, girl, if you could give me half of the love and reciprocity and energy of I can do this. I'm not alone, I'm not crazy, and there's other women that are showing me the blueprint. If you could capture that, I was like, Lord, please help me get it back together. But I feel like we're just kind of, we've elevated, we shifted in terms of my mission and what we're providing in terms of coaching and other one-on-one programs. I'm really grateful. I'm just very grateful. I wouldn't have thought it would have come together like this.
Your passion and your energy comes through.
Oh,
your positivity comes through.
Thank you.
And there's something to be said about that. And I think that, you know, you could see how passionate you are in the work that you do, and you could see the passion in terms of where you are in life.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know? And it's amazing to see because, you know, most people try, that's what they aspire to be like, you know what I mean? And it's a work, it's a process. How do you handle the haters?
Ooh, well, they come sometimes from the folks that are inside.
Oh, yeah.
That has hurt me, Lord, I don't know how many times. Because I'm a woman that thinks that if I treat you a certain way, you are going to treat me a certain way. Imagine that. Or that my value system, that's what I look for now, value system alignment. And that takes time, ladies, and you're not a fool for befriending women. And I tell women a lot of what I did this platform for is I needed friends. It's hard to make friends as a grown woman, it is. You look around and you wondering like, why am I rocking by myself? What happened to the girls from high school, the girls from college if you went, and all these other, you know, workplace people don't work out because you don't want to tell your workplace friends all your business.
Yeah, true.
But I see that everybody cannot go with you. And I'm much more comfortable in the fact that I know there are people who are there for a season. And that's okay. You got to let them go. You can't cry over it, even though I did. I actually did for one set of friends that I think I was just too much. Sometimes people want you to dim your light, and I've never been one to do that.
You know, you're saying that what comes to light for me, because I've had similar experiences, is that the moment for me that enlightened me in that process was realizing it's okay. We're just not in the same space, and it's okay. And it's okay. And I'm not going to change who I am to adjust to how you want me to be. And it was just not. It's just not the time. You know?
And it hurts, especially if they're like the inner circle people.
Yes, and I learned to love you from a distance, but I'm not dimming what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is real. What I'm doing is positive. What I'm doing is come from a place of truth and honesty and authenticity, and I'm not going to change who I am to satisfy who you would like me to be.
And you should not. You should not. Because I look at it in terms of you're not the same. I think I read, and don't quote me, look up Deepak Chopra and say that your body, literally every cell is regenerated in, I think it's every 7 years. And you were literally a new person. Thank you, God. You were a new person. So you can't expect to stay at the same level or even the same vibration as another person who is not doing the work. I'm doing the work, baby. I'm trying to figure out what God really put me on this planet for in the short time that I have and who I was designed to impact. If I'm not doing that, I'll be disappointed when I see him, right? So if that's not important to you, and it is, again, your comfort and your comfort zone is okay. That's designed for you. But everybody's not going to be able to spark you. If you're the only one in the group that brings that light and wants more, you got to be very, very cautious, right? You cannot be the brightest light in your bunch. If someone is not lighting your fire, you might need a separate group. Now, keep that group now. You don't have to dump everybody. But you need the group that is going to force you to grow and to see yourself for who you truly are. And I thank God, even through Speak, I found new women even in the last year or two that I'm like, yes, you can make friends. My brother's like, no new friends after 30. You can't make no new friends. But I'm like, yes, you can. That has really seen me for who I am, and I'm grateful, and I want to shine that mirror, that light for other women. Like, no, baby, I see you. For real, for real. This is not, you're not making this up. This is not a trying to be Oprah-esque thing, because I had to deal with that.
Yeah, well,
but I was like, no, I'm just trying to be what Suzette wants, what Suzette designed to be. I'm just doing me. And who I'm called to help, they will find me. And the people who I need in my life will find me.
Yes.
I have to let go of the, oh my gosh, I needed this girl. Yeah. Oh my gosh, what she's going to say about me. Guess what, sis? I wish you well.
Yes.
Amen. Love you. But I'm telling you right now, God supplies.
No, he does.
Where he calls, he supplies. So I'm trying to live that. I'm trying to keep that faith at every step of my journey. Even when I don't see the money, it's not about money.
No.
It really isn't. You got to sustain your life, though.
Well,
but I keep asking him, I'm like, just show me and make provision.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, you have inspired me.
Oh,
and, you know, every time I meet women like you, I mean, it reminds me as why I do what I do, why I even have the idea. It kind of like to lift aside the thought that I had about the backyard. And it's like, it allows me to have women like you come into my space and me come into your space and share in the level that we're sharing. And I think that you are doing great in the community.
Thank you.
You're an inspiration to many, and I wish you, well, this is not the end for us.
No, I feel that.
This is not the end for us.
I felt that.
So stay tuned for more, because we will be speaking. Thanks again. Again, I hope you guys had an opportunity to get inspired. I mean, I don't know why we wouldn't, because it was such an inspiration to sit with Suzette, and I enjoyed every minute of it. So till next time, thank you. You are a blessing.
I appreciate you,
to
sis.
everybody.
Keep it up. I love this. Thank you.